How's it going, everyone? And welcome to a video where I show you the learning process and how to do a 9 circles level. I figured what I'm gonna do this time for this hard demon circles level called ultra circles is I'm gonna start it from scratch, 0% in practice, 0% in normal mode, which I normally don't do. And we are gonna do this level and I'm gonna show you the entire learning process and how you can kind of memorize some of the fakes and everything that you need to memorize typically in 9 circles levels. I've never seen ultra circles. I don't know what we're getting ourselves into, but that's the whole point, isn't it? So I'll be able to tick a level off the list of all my 9 circles rated levels that I want to do. You can check out the spreadsheet in the description down below, all the ones that I have completed and I have left to do. We're going to tick another one off and I'm going to just show you guys the learning process. So let's go ultra circles by Rulasi. Okay, so whoa, what is... Oh, I see. Okay, so what you got to do is, I mean, see, like there's fakes everywhere, right? Like, and a fake doesn't necessarily have to be like an invisible wall that you go into. It can also be like a fake jump orb. So you jump over and then you hit those pink jump orbs. I mean, because that's a lot of spikes. Oh my god. And then you go through the portal and then you hit the blue jump orb. So we're going to have to remember all this. This is going to be a nightmare. Now, what I usually do to practice circles level is I go through the level once and I don't, like, you can't really remember all the fakes going through the level the first time. So you just kind of practice it how you normally would, just keeping on putting checkpoints. And then you got to go through the level again and practice in a specific way. So let's just practice the level. Okay. Oh, I see. There's actually a yellow. Oh, yeah, there's a yellow jump orb through there. Okay. But I wonder, oh, and then we got to hit that. And then like, oh, dude, that's actually, that's pretty tricky. That's pretty tricky. Okay, so then you go through there and then you kind of wait. And so some of these spikes are fake. You can just hold down the button if you make it. All right, I mean, that's pretty chill. No. Okay, I tried that. That was late. Okay, so yeah, if you go through the portal late, if you jump right at the edge of that, then you can do it, like right there. And then, okay, gotcha. That's not bad. But I wonder, are you supposed to be upside down there? I don't know. Okay, yeah, I guess you are. Okay, got it. So I got to remember that. That's not really a fake, but it's just something I'm going to have to remember. You just jump right at the edge there. Maybe that's not a bug. Maybe that's actually like intended. That would be very strange though. That's pretty exact. So the ship part's pretty easy. There's not much to remember. Sometimes in ship parts, you have to remember some like weird momentum, like which slopes to slide on in a 9 circles level. So that is something to keep in mind. If you are playing like a more normal-ish circles level, some slopes you can slide on to make like the portal transitions easier. And that is something that will help you, right? Because sometimes you can like fly directly through the middle of a section, but oh, like there, like you got to remember to hit that slope like on top there, and that helps you out. So that's something that we got to keep in mind, right? And then the ball parts are like, which slopes do you slide on, right? This one seems pretty straightforward, although you do have to hit the button to go down there, right? So it's all about like, I can easily just slide off on a lot of these slopes. Like that one you slide off on, but some of them you actually have to switch gravity, even though it just looks like I'm sliding. So switch gravity. Don't switch gravity there. Switch gravity there. And then switch gravity on the last one as well. So it's all about memorizing which slopes you got to switch gravity on for the ball sections. Switch, switch, switch. And then you got to switch again right when you get to the top. Okay. So it's all about like how you go on those slopes, right? So you jump up there. You don't have to press a button there, but you got to press a button once you get to the top. So this is this is an odd circles level to do this on. It's very odd, but I guess like the odder the better, you know, for this. Okay, whoa, we gotta hit that right away. Right away, gotta take a mental note. No, it's not right away. But it is. Dude, that was weird. Okay, now we're at the circles part. So you gotta go up right away. That's fairly tight. Oh my god, it's one of these that has like these really weird, like the ultra style backgrounds. I should have known it was, I mean, it's an ultra circles, yeah. Oh, I can't handle reading these though. I have such a hard time. So far it doesn't look like there's any fakes, although it does look like there's like multiple corridors and some of them lead you to your death and some of them don't. So that is something that we're gonna have to keep in mind, like which corridors will lead us to death and which ones won't, right? Like what? How do you... Okay, never mind. Oh, no, there is fake number 1. Okay. So up through this diamond. And then I imagine you go out the top on the other side. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, no. Jagged corridors like that are the worst. Unless they're at, like... If they're at, like, slow speeds, they're not bad. But when they're at, like, 3 times speed, they're pretty rough. So this... You just go... Dude, this is so weird. So sometimes on the duels, you have to crisscross like I do now. Especially, I mean, that's asymmetrical, so clearly like you're forced into crisscrossing. But sometimes one thing you got to keep in mind is sometimes crisscrossing the duels is better, and sometimes it's not better. Like sometimes, like in this situation, like I could probably crisscross the duels as I go through here. Dude, I hate jagged sections at 3 times speed. They're like so RNG, you know? So right here, you have to press the button in the middle. So what I could do is I could go up and then like crisscross them. See? And then like it would be easier. But in this situation, like these ones, you don't crisscross them. It's easier to not do that. Oh, dude, what is that? Oh my God. Man, this is a really, really interesting circles level for sure. I hate this. Wow, guys, that is stinky. That smells bad. I can actually smell this part. It's the weirdest thing. I can actually... Guys, I smelled it. Okay, so with these diamond things, sometimes they kill you right when you touch them. Sometimes you have a little bit of leeway. So it's all about knowing, like, the limits of what you can and can't do as the wave. Dude, what is up with... Why is this portal here? So nothing special about this section. Just... That was pretty chill. Okay, that you can hold down the button. That's one of the duels where, like... Sometimes with a duel, you can hit the duel portal and then let go of the button or you fall into it. And in that case, I think it's easier to just hold down the button. So these are things you got to know, like you got to kind of study as you're practicing a circles level. Because you got to know exactly how to do it, how to make it like as easy as possible on yourself, because there are multiple ways you can do sections sometimes. But you want to make it as easy as possible. So I just hold down the button there and then I let go and I crisscross. So that's a situation where crisscrossing actually works better than not crisscrossing. Oh my God. Ultra circles, man. Oh man. So before I move on now, I'm going to practice the entire cube section just to memorize the entire cube part before moving on to the ship. I'm going to do the whole ship part without dying, and then I'll do the whole ball part without dying, and then I'm going to do the whole beginning without dying to make sure I have the beginning. And that's kind of how I'm going to practice the beginning part. And then I'll move on to the wave. So I think that's the end of the cube. Yes, I did the end of the cube. So now I'll move on to the ship. I did the cube in 1 attempt. Okay, so I did the ship in 1 attempt. Now I'll do all the ball in 1 attempt as well. And now remember, as you're going through practice again, there's new things that you're going to learn that you got to take mental note of. Like right there, you go down right away and there's a spike there. And I learned you got to go down like right away there. Okay, cool. So with that in mind, I think I'll be able to do the entire beginning all in one go. And I'm going to try that in practice mode. So this process can take a while, especially on like a hard demon 9 circles level, depending on how hard it is or how many fakes there are. So it is easy to get like frustrated, but this process of like doing the beginning and getting consistent at the pre-drop before the drop on the wave is really important, so that once you do practice the wave, you can get to the wave consistently, which means that when you practice the wave, you can remember all the parts that you need to remember in the wave without having to worry about the beginning, because the beginning should already be in your head. So it's really important to get really consistent at the pre-drop on 9 circles levels. Like that's like the first thing you should do. I mean, after you practice the level in its entirety once. Some of the pre-drops are really easy, like fairy dust, you know? So you don't even really got to worry about it, really. I guess you still got to worry about it. You still got to memorize it, but that one would be easier than this one, for example, to memorize. Okay, there we go. So there, I've gotten to the drop. Now I'll put a checkpoint there from the beginning of the level. So I think that's good enough. And now I'll just make sure to memorize the entire wave part. I mean, the pre-drop on this level is quite a ways. It is all the way at like 45%. So That's pretty chill. So one thing about the drops as well on 9 circles levels is this one, like right when it drops, it's not too bad, but some of the drops have some really wild gameplay, and so you got to practice the drop quite a lot. Like this one, you just hold down the button, it's pretty chill. Some of them though, you got to like wiggle in a wave like really quick, and because of the change of speed, like it can throw you off. So you want to practice like the drop right at the drop like quite a lot. Usually this like ultra effect I hate so much, and with the red it's really hard to read this level. Like it's such a mess. It's such a mess to read for me, you know? So some of the more awkward parts, like this right here and transitioning into there at the top, like if there is an awkward part, what you want to do is you want to practice the awkward part. Like you want to practice this part, you want to get through it, get comfortable doing it, but then you want to set a checkpoint back like 10%, and you want to make sure that you can do like 10% of the level previously and then get into the awkward part and do it instead of starting just right at the awkward part. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to make sure I get comfortable with this part. Now that I practiced that kind of part that was a little awkward for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the drop and see if I can get past it from the drop. So there we go. I went from the beginning. I got to that part. That part's a little weird for me still. I don't know why. I always go through that portal and die. But I feel like because now I've gone from the drop to that part like once, I got a lot of good practice with the drop. So now the drop is now easier for me, right? So I'm like very consistent at the drop. Not as consistent at this kind of awkward part, but it's given me a reason to go back here and practice the drop a whole lot. So I feel like now I will be more consistent as soon as I hit the drop, and it'll get me to the awkward part. Okay, nice. I went pretty far there. I put another checkpoint at the awkward part, but I went past it, and I from like the drop basically, which is really good progress. So that's pretty cool. So I think I'm getting pretty comfortable with the level. I mean, up to a certain point anyways, up until like 76. Yeah, the end of the level is really easy. So the end of the level is much easier than the beginning. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you can at least get like the last 35 to 30% of the level, like almost 100% of the time, I guess, you know, if it is like really easy. And that way, you know that when you do get there, you'll be able to get it, right? Yeah, and I just got that like shortly after. So, okay, that's good. So I'm comfortable at the end of the level. The middle part has some tricky moments. I could die there, but I feel like decently comfortable, and I believe I can do the beginning. So at this point, I would start some normal mode attempts, which I'm going to do right now. But like usually it doesn't go according to plan, and there's going to be some hiccups, or you're going to learn new things about the level as you go through normal mode. Like a part might kill you over and over again, in which case don't hesitate, just jump back into practice. That's what you got to do. So let's see if that happens to me. Sometimes my practice, like the plan that I've made to practice, just works out and I'm like, woohoo, yes, you know? But sometimes, you know, sometimes I get blindsided by things that I didn't realize are in the level. Like maybe a certain obstacle that I just got lucky to get by a few times. I don't realize was there, and then keeps on killing me over and over. And then I got to go and like practice it again, you know? But let's see if that happens. So as you can see, I still got my beginning consistency, which is pretty nice. Yeah, so I got my beginning consistency at the cube and the ship. It stuck with me. I didn't quite forget. That's nice. Apparently not the ball though, but I mean 32% is pretty good. Okay, and to the drop. It took me a few attempts, but wow, yeah, I forgot about the fake. I mean, I was close. I just didn't get up into the corridor where the fake was, right? But I mean, that's pretty good progress. Like, as you can see, the practice did pay off, because what attempt am I on? Attempt 16. I mean, yeah, I mean, I died a bunch to the beginning, but the beginning consistency, like, it's not 100%, right? But it will get almost to 100% soon with enough normal mode attempts. So, I mean, that's pretty good. 52% in that amount of attempts, right? I actually just die a lot to these stupid cube timings at the beginning. Dude, that's so annoying. The practice did pay off, because I do feel really comfortable in the wave section now, but I died to the stupid jagged part, which are so annoying. Jagged spam parts. Like oh, Woo! Wow. That level took me way longer than I thought it was going to take me. Oh my God. I couldn't do it last night. It's actually the next day. I spent like an hour on it last night. To be fair, I had played a bunch of Geometry Dash that day because I got to go out of town. So I was pre-recording some stuff. And I couldn't do it after like an hour last night. And I had to come back and do it today and spent another 30 minutes on it. Wow. What a nightmare of a level. I'm just going to put this out there right now. Me and Ultra Circles levels, we do not mix. Like, for me, it's so visually, it's such a visual mess. I have a really hard time seeing what I'm doing. And then that combined with like all the spammy parts in this level in particular. And like, oh my God, I kept on dying to the spam parts over and over again. And it was, I don't know. I had a really hard time with this level. I had some bad luck. And I guess this concludes the tutorial of doing a 9 circles level from scratch. And it's actually a perfect ending to it because sometimes if you're really frustrated with a level, all it takes is you got to sleep on it. You got to take a break, go to sleep. And then your brain actually does these weird things where when you're sleeping, like the level that you practice that day, it really reinforces like all the muscle memory, and it helps to, it makes it so you have like more muscle memory for the level because you kind of sleep on it, and like there's a bit of a learning process going on in your head while you're asleep. And then you wake up the next day and you go back to the level and you're fresh, and you can play the level better. So yeah, sometimes that's what it takes. You know, you gotta sleep on it. You gotta take a bit of a break. You come back and then it's easier. And I was more consistent today. So yeah, that's all you gotta do. Ultra Circles. Wow. I'm so glad. I think I'm mostly done the ultra levels from this person, Rulassi. I think there is... No. I think that's it. I think that's the last level with the ultra effect. I hate that ultra effect. I think it looks really bad. And it's an assault on the eyes because usually in the gameplay parts and other circles levels, there's not the flashy effect on the gameplay part, just on the blocks that you got to dodge. This has the flashy effect everywhere. It's an assault on your eyes. Like, it looks so bad. I'm so glad I'm done with it. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the tutorial of starting it from scratch. It ended up being a good thing that this level was really kind of awkward and difficult for me, because you can showcase like how much of a harrowing experience learning a 9 circles level can be, right? This is a perfect example of that. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a thumbs up down below, helps me out a lot. And as always, peace.